Yeah! I'm ready, baby!
Yo, what's going on? Lethal Collective on Fridays, ready to rock. What's going on, fellas?
Not a whole lot. Just ready to fucking rock. Yeah!
I like that. Man,
it's our last
jumped right at
Friday,
that.
man. This is it. Our last Friday collective for the month of September.
Wow.
This
When
is
you
it.
put it like that.
Are we not doing one on the 30th?
Yeah, I guess we are doing one. So next to last.
See,
Next to
second
the last
I was-
one.
I'm like,
You just took the
wait a
wind out
minute.
of the sails, Jake.
I know.
I-
I got the calendar wrong. Never mind. It's our last Friday episode of this week.
yeah. This is it. No more.
This is it,
no more
man.
Friday episodes after this week. So
Quick on your feet, man. Quick on your feet. Thank you, everyone who's here, and I'm sure we'll have some other folks jump in. We got Extron, and we got Jens in the chat. What's going on, guys? Let's see. We also got Wayne. Wayne is always here. What's going on, man? Outside the 9 is in the chat as well. All right, good to see you. We got Larissa's with us. What's going on?
what's up?
What's
So,
going on?
Marissa,
What's up,
Jordy's
what's up?
in the chat. All right, and of
We are
course,
2 subscribers away from 60, from 860. Tell your friends.
ooh, tell your friends
Right?
about us. What's
Yeah.
up, Carrie?
Tell your friends I'm asking about them.
man.
Let them know. Let them know. But man,
we're Batman.
I'm Batman.
Riley's in the chat. What's going on? What's going on? Saying, who do you think will be the opening kill in Scream 6?
Ooh.
Or will we get a surprise cameo?
I'm trying to think of who we didn't see the most of in the set photos. that's the deductive logic I'm using.
Wow, that's one way to do it.
Huh.
Probably.
Who are you guys feeling?
Ugh. Gosh, I don't know, man. I will say one thing about the information we have so far and everything for this setup for Scream 6. And maybe it's just because of how Scream 5 came about and how we're hoping that 6 kind of makes a big detour. Like, there's a lot of question marks is what I'm saying. I don't even know who I'd say. I mean, there was at one point I was thinking it would be Samara, but then my opinion started to kind of sway the other way. I mean, I definitely don't want her to be the opening kill, and I don't think she will. But at one point I did. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I still think it's going to be some like crazy opening. I don't think it's going to be any of like the main characters. I think it's going to be like I said, like, you know, like a frat thing, you know, or something like that, you know, where like it's just like you just get like an opening bloodbath and we're just like, whoa, like that's or at least that's what I hope, you know, like
Okay.
because here's my thing. I either like the problem with like Scream 4, because Scream 4 was the only Scream movie where we didn't have like recognizable or impactful opening scene kill, right?
Mhm.
You had Scream 1 was obviously Drew Barrymore, right? Scream 2, you know, you had Omar and Jada, big names in Hollywood, stuff like that at the time. And then Scream 3 was Cotton, right? So like, that was impactful. That was emotional stuff. Scream 4, all of the celebrities and all the impactful people were like in the stab version. So when we got to the actual like opening scene kills, it was these 2 girls that were like, who are these girls? Like, why do we care about these girls? And then they get killed. And you find out later in passing that they had significance, that one of the girls slept with Trevor and like that was the whole thing. But it was just like an in passing moment. So there was no
Right.
significance. So my problem is that if you're going to do a character with no significance, it has to be something so epic. Like Jenna Ortega, she didn't have like, you know, she wasn't Drew Barrymore. She wasn't, you know, Jada and Omar. She wasn't Cotton, a beloved character. But her opening scene was so well done, so over the top, so like, you know, nostalgic. Like all of those factors, I think, really played in a role of it being perceived well. So if you're going to do an opening scene kill where you have like, you know, some unknown actors and actresses, or even if they are known or whatever, it's got to have like that kind of impact where it's like, wow. And I think the way to do that would be to do like, you just have all these frat boys. They're like, yeah, man, beers. And then they just slaughtered. Like, that would be great. And then you have like just this, we're just like, that was the opening scene. And then it's just like what's next? Like, that's what I hope the opening scene is. So
my only thing with that, I don't want it to be so over the top that the rest of the movie pales in comparison. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I hate some movies do that. They put like everything they got right at the forefront, and then the rest of the movie you're just watching it slowly decline from that, and you're like, oh man, you know. So go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead. You're good.
I was just gonna say, my money's on like Dermot Mulroney or someone like that, who we didn't really see that much in like the pictures. We saw a lot of like the younger characters, but not too much of the other people. Maybe Henry Czerny even too. We didn't see a lot of them really in the filming. So that's my answer.
What about you?
Well,
Steven?
couldn't you make that argument for Scream 5? Right? Like,
what?
You could make an argument the opening scene was the best scene in the entire movie.
It's one of the best scenes. Yeah,
it's definitely one of the best scenes. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, you know,
not
like,
the best kill though, because it's not a
I know
kill,
it
but it's not.
It wasn't the best kill, but I mean, like, as far as like starting your movie off with a bang, you had this emotional, just heart pounding, incredible scene, and then it's just kind of even killed the rest of the way. I guess I shouldn't say it went down, but it didn't go up from there. You know what I mean?
What about like Wes's death wasn't like super effective for you?
The kill was, but like the whole sequence. I mean, Judy's dialogue was great. You know, like, but that was a small portion of the overall. Like Wes, you know, that was just eye candy. You know, you get to see him in the shower. You get to, you know, like, that's all that was.
Yeah, hey, dude, listen, you got a point, man. He's got some. I'm not gonna say that on a live stream. I'm like, I got to stop myself before I say that. Yeah, he's got a tentacle, all right.
Wow.
But I think what's great about that sequence in particular, and I'm sorry, I'll shut up after this. But like, what I love that Judy is going on about, like, that's my baby boy, don't do all that, and then like the whole like you see her get killed, and then you have that emotion now with Wes. You're like, oh fuck, like it's almost like reminding you this is Judy's son, this is someone you should care about, and then you do care about him, and then you feel bad when he fucking slowly dies. God damn.
I know, man. But even worse is then when Judy got killed, it's like no.
It's an upsetting scene.
The way
man.
she got killed. I mean, she just sped up, man. She just ran in there to go say it. Boom.
I mean, the only cool part of it to me was that it was in the daytime, you know, right out in the open. That was cool. But I was like, man, that still irritates me about Judy.
What do you think was what was the most shocking scene to you guys?
In 5?
Scream 5, yeah. For me, I think it was the whole Welcome to Act 3. Like, I did not see that coming.
Knight, you got a point about Dewey though.
I just, like I said, I didn't want it to happen, and I couldn't believe the way that it happened and the fact that it happened. That's all I got to say.
I mean, I can understand that as an argument. It's just, I just think like the reason that wasn't so shocking is because like they did everything but have Dewey wear a sign letting you know that he was going to get killed in this movie. Yeah. Like all of the marketing, all of the promotion, everything was like, hey, this is it for Dewey. So like that's why I don't think that was shocking. But like the whole welcome act, like that was like, whoa! Like I just remember being like, wow, I did not see that coming. Like that was a shock. But Craven, what about you? What was what do you?
Well, for the back question, I prefer it. I mean, I want it to be an old school celebrity cameo, man. I want a Jada, Omar, or Drew Barrymore kind of scene, like where we get someone who we don't even know, like they haven't announced it in the movie. It's just going to be a surprise, you know. Like that'd be a great spot for Josh. What's his name? As a dude from the film study, Scream 2.
Sakata.
Josh Hartnett? No, the Scream 2.
Wait, you're not talking about Josh Segura?
Joshua Jackson.
Joshua Jackson, yeah. Like, there's the rumor he's going to have a cameo. Something like seeing him back would be really cool and being killed. I don't know. I love the celebrity kill that Wes started and Kevin in the first movie and the second movie. And even the fourth movie, I know the fourth movie they were stabbed in the stab world, But still, I love that the celebrity. That's just my preference. If you're not going to do that, then I'm with Fate. I want we've talked about it before. I want the big frat house murder party, which I think would be so cool if they're at Halloween and everyone's dressed up and the guy's just going and killing people and everyone's partying while they're all dropping dead. Like no one even knows what's happening. I would prefer one of those two. And the last thing I'll say is originally I also was on the Samara opening kill train. And I still kind of am, honestly, but I don't. But she seemed like she was there a long time. That's why I just don't think it's the opening anymore for her. I think that, which I'm glad because I want to see her more. And I don't think Kirby's going to be the opening kill. So it could just be a random frat deal, or it could be an unknown celebrity, which is my hope. I don't know.
There you go.
Some famous person who's hot right now. Like, give me a name, Jake.
I'm trying to think of someone who could like be the like that's not involved with this because like Jenna Ortega is pretty popping right now.
What about Sydney Sweeney?
Sydney Sweeney would be a great choice. Like someone from Euphoria, basically anyone from there. I'm just trying to think like things that like
we got
Scream
the guy
fans
from
are also
Spider-Man. What if
fans
we got
of.
Zendaya?
Oh man,
dude, that would be great.
Dude,
Zendaya
as soon as
is
she
the
comes
opening
on
kill.
screen, you're gonna be like, she's gonna die.
Right.
Like, I would just want to see that. Like, even if they spoiled that for us, even if they were like Zendaya is gonna be the opening scene kill just to market the film, like I would still be excited because I'd be like her act. Like I can't wait to see how she portrays that moment. Like I think that would be a good one. I mean, we got one guy from Spider-Man or Tom Holland. Tom Holland probably costs too much, but
like, he's out of their league.
Zendaya probably costs too much, man. I mean, she's in like everything.
Zendaya only gets like $300,000 a film. So
really? Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, dude, she's in like
because I remember I think me and Blucko were talking about it one time, and I was like, nah, she's gonna be too much. Not like I don't even think it was about Scream. It was about something else. And like I mentioned Zendaya, and he was like, she doesn't cost as much as you think. And I was like, really? And he like pulled it up for me, and he was like, here. And I was like, oh snap, really? And I was like, yeah, she only got like 300,000 or something like that for the last Spider-Man movie, which I was like, hey, so what would a cameo cost? Maybe like $100,000, like something like that, a little like 10-minute like day or two of filming. But I want to touch on the Josh Segura thing. Real quick, we got from Bearded. Hang on, let me pull it down. Question in the chat before I bring up the Josh Jackson thing. Thank you for the $5 super chat, by the way, Bearded. And also, just so everyone knows, just to reference it, we haven't talked about it yet. If you want to get to the front of the line, you have a pressing question, something like that you want us to answer, Cash App, PayPal, you can leave it there, or just like Bearded just did. Hey, my question's in the chat. We'll get to your question immediately. So let's go do that.
Love it. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you, Eric. Eric is ride or die.
I'm telling you, man. He is showing his love, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Friday the 13th question. Who would rather have to fight? Jason from part 2 in 81 or Jason from the remake in 09? Who would we rather fight?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Jason from part 2 because he doesn't run.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason from part 2.
That's it right there.
Remake Jason.
And he's nowhere near as scary as Derek Mears.
Yeah.
Don't be hating on Hodder too much now, man, because Hodder's my boy.
No, Hodder's not. He's not Jason in 2.
No.
Oh, then never mind. Hate all you want.
No, that's Warrington Gillette played him for a couple scenes, and most notably at the end for the jump scare. And then you had God, I can't remember his name, but he's an old school. He was an old school stunt man. He played most of it. As a matter of fact, they had this thing back and forth about who played Jason the most, and it was like each actor was saying, I played him more. So either way, but neither one of them are anywhere near as intimidating as Derek Mears.
Yeah.
I mean, when I met Derek Mears, I was just like, dude, you are way too nice to be that intimidating. He was just so cool and humble. Really cool guy.
I'm sure a lot of people say the same thing about you, Knight, when they meet you.
Yeah, they don't say that about me.
Dude, come on now. Those guns, when your guns are out, if you're in a tank top, listen, man.
I've got a picture with Derek, and he's got this huge ass smile on his face. I got a smile too, but in the back of my mind, I was like, dude, I'm glad this guy is nice, taking this picture because he was just like, "Whoa."
Made you look small.
Oh my god, he makes
No.
anyone look small.
No way. Jennifer sent $100 PayPal. Jennifer,
What?
Oh my god.
Jennifer.
PayPal. She said, just wanted to say thank you to all 4 of you and your hard work.
Oh.
Love this channel and all of the channel love this community.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so
much,
much.
Jennifer.
That is very humbling.
That is
Oh
incredible.
my
I'm
gosh.
speechless,
Wow.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
That's wow. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Wow.
That is
That is
Incredible.
so cool. Oh
Let
my
me accept that
gosh.
before
wow.
before she takes it back.
I'm gonna get emotional here, man.
I'm
Wow,
serious.
that
Like
is
you
so
guys have
kind.
you guys have no idea. That's like wow.
Yeah, seriously, wow.
It's
Thank you so
shocking
much.
when things like this happen because it still blows our minds, guys. And not to get off track, we'll get back onto horror. But I'm just saying, we're just 4 guys who are good buddies talking horror movies, and we just are blown away that you guys are here, number one, and then want to participate and listen and be involved. And when you guys do things like that, it is just so. It just takes us back. It's like it's really humbling, as Fate said, and we really appreciate it. So thank you so much.
Yes,
Wow.
Seriously,
Wow.
thank you. Thank you. That was very kind
That
of you.
was
Seriously.
beyond generous. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Seriously. It is. It's awesome. Can I get a refund? I meant to send $1. That's great. Jennifer didn't say that. It was somebody else.
No refunds. No refunds or earns.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
But yeah, thank you so much, Jennifer.
Yeah,
I really
it's-
appreciate it.
Truly.
Thank you.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
I wanted to bring up Josh Jackson thing real quick. Is because we've heard the rumors Josh Jackson's supposed to be in the movie. If he
Yeah.
was the opening scene kill, do you think that would
Yeah.
be impactful?
No, like not for me. I don't know.
That's my thing. Would people even really put the 2 and 2 together?
I didn't even know who like that was until someone I had to look it up because I'm like, oh, this is who that was. Okay,
he had a huge
didn't even
career
know.
at one point. That dude was in
Yeah,
everything.
he did.
He was in
Yeah.
the
I loved
Skulls,
him
he was
on,
in- he was in
Fringe.
everything. Dawson's Creek, all that stuff.
Did you ever see him on Fringe, that TV show?
I love
No.
Fringe. Fringe is
I never-
fantastic.
Yeah, I
Dude,
never
I
actually
loved
got into
that
it.
show.
Fringe is super underrated.
Yes.
I love it. Maybe that's my favorite J.J. Abrams thing.
Right?
From TV show stuff. And I love Lost. Like Lost is one of my all-time favorite shows. But
Dude, I didn't
Fringe
know
is
that. Are
great.
you serious?
I love Lost. Lost
we
is
gotta have some
phenomenal.
conversations, man. I love Lost as well.
That's awesome.
Night, we got to do a Lost stream and a Lord of the Rings stream
Yes.
at some point because I
Yes.
would love to talk about both of those.
For
Fate, you
real.
and I are going to have to do something else while they're doing that.
Yeah, while they're doing
Fate
that.
and I will do something.
We'll go watch and do something else. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I don't think that's my only concern with Josh Jackson. I don't even think people would notice. I bet you more people would be like, "Oh, it's the dude it's the Dawson." Like,
Yeah,
that's
more
like-
people would maybe make that connection.
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, or here's another thing. What about if there's just another someone else from the franchise from the past, a
I
legacy
think Joel
character?
would have more. I think Joel would have more impact.
Joel, there you go. Yeah.
Joel would be perfect. And you can
Hank
make him-
Loomis.
Yeah, Hank Loomis could be another one.
Loomis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Joel you can make I think Joel you can make perfect sense because Gail has her show. You can make the argument that like of course she would want somebody that she's familiar with to be a part of that show, like be a camera. Maybe he's like the lead, camera guy on her show. And like you have an opening scene in like her studio or something, and Joel ends up saving Gail and dies saving. Like that would be impactful. That'd be memorable. That'd be
would be.
I think that would be perfect. That'd be a great opening scene.
I would love that actually.
Yeah.
That would be kind of dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
I would
saying.
just love to see Dwayne Martin. That's his name,
Yeah.
right? I would
Yeah,
love to
Dwayne
see
Martin.
him just come back to reprise that character just for like
He
a
was
minute.
great.
He's so good. He's such a standout in Scream
Yeah.
too. Just to have any bit of him in this new movie would be awesome.
Yeah, I
Right, some
agree.
crack, Xanax, Special K.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Lord. Too funny.
Yeah.
Too funny.
Then he just dips out of the movie. He's
Yeah.
like, "Fuck
That
this."
was great.
Yeah.
Well, and
So
I love how
good,
that was
good.
Dwayne. Like that was Dwayne's idea because he was supposed to die in Scream 2.
That's
And
right.
he went up to Wes Craven and asked Wes Craven. He said, "He's like, look, my people always die in these movies." He's like,
Yeah.
and when they should just get in a cab and leave. And Wes was like, "I love that." So he was like, "Yeah." So that's why he ends up getting in the cab and leaves because you know he spoke to Wes, and that just shows how great of a director Wes is. You know, most
Yes.
directors would be like,
man.
"Yeah, like look, the script says you die. You knew what you signed up for."
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but
Yeah.
he was like, you know, Dwayne brought a real good idea and he loved it. He was like, "Hey, got some great input." You know, and
He
there's
was
tons of
he
stories
was
about
humble, even though he was
Yeah,
a
he
legend.
was.
He was humble to like take input and consider it. He never saw himself better than anybody else, which is
I know.
but everyone knew he was. Like
Right.
so, you know, it's like when like in your presence of Jordan or Tom Brady, everyone in
Yeah.
the building knows who the best guy in the room is. But when they act, but like for Wes, he didn't act that way though. He
Right.
acted like he was just a normal Joe with you and me. Let's go get this thing done. And that's why everyone just loves Wes. And the memories are just incredible when they talk about him.
Yep.
Man.
True enough.
What do they say? You don't need to flaunt it if you got it.
Yep.
You know?
Right.
If
Exactly.
you don't, everyone knows who the man in the room is. You don't need to stand up and say I'm the man. You know, you either are or you aren't.
The strain was awesome, James. I just want to say
love the
that.
strain.
Strain.
Yeah, you do.
Strain is
Yes, you
incredible.
do.
I've brought that
Yeah.
up on several occasions. That is a really
I
good
really
show.
want
So
to
is the
finish
graphic
the
novel.
strain. I hear that the novel's pretty good too.
The novel,
I-
the novel's really good.
have you guys like finished it? Like, did you guys watch the whole thing?
I haven't seen it
Yeah.
at all.
I haven't
I've
finished
finished
it,
start to finish.
but that first, the first 2 seasons, man, I'm literally glued.
Yeah.
Like it's that good
Really?
to me.
Yeah,
Seriously.
it's really good, really well done.
I mean, they've got some great characters, and I don't want to spoil anything, but they've got this one character, and they explore, you know, some of his history. And sometimes when shows or a movie does that, it kind of takes you out of it. But it was so cool. It was like, I'll just leave it at that. It's a good show.
Hell yeah.
Real quick,
Good stuff.
Chris came in with his daily, 1 cent PayPal.
There it
Thank
is.
you, thank
Rock
you, Chris.
on, man.
Always coming through clutch. I love it.
1 cent is 1 cent.
I think
Hey,
we're up to like
I say
6
it all
cents
the time.
now.
I'll take it.
That's-
I'll take it. No, last
yeah,
live stream we
6
sent 2 of
cents.
them. Last live stream we sent 2 of them, so
Ah.
it's like 7 cents.
Oh
We
shit.
appreciate it.
7 cents, baby.
7 cents.
Hey,
We
man.
appreciate it.
I appreciate
$100 super chat, 1 cent super chat. We're all over the
It's
all over the
all
place.
over the
We're
map.
all- we got the
$5.
spectrum. You got
That's
everything
right.
in between.
We got
All that
variety.
stuff.
Well, this is a
Variety.
variety show.
It is a
Yeah.
variety
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Very-
Yeah.
So it goes in line with
Very
our
good.
Now
mantra.
we'll just see who's going to send the $10 one. That's what's missed. 10 and 20 are missing. We got to round it out.
We yeah. Hey, look at it like this. Every cent is what? 0.25 cents for each of us?
0.25 cents.
Yeah,
A-
0.25 cents.
A quarter
There
of
you
a
go.
penny each.
Quarter of a penny each. See?
So,
So
there you go.
Let's go.
right.
Let's go, baby.
Let's do it, baby.
Beat it up. Stand by me reference, yeah. Which is a great movie, by the way. We need $1,000 super chat. Hey, I would
Hey.
love that.
That would be amazing.
Speaking of ref's crazy thought on my soul take, I liked it.
Oh, I liked it.
Is
Yeah,
that like the
I'm-
PG-13 one that he did
Yeah.
in like 2010 or something? I have never seen that, but it's been on my watch list. I
Oh,
want I
yeah.
want is it good? Like I feel like it's like it might be meh, but I don't know.
I liked it. I did a watch
You liked
party of
it?
it
Okay.
last month. Yeah, we did a watch party on my channel last month again. Yeah, I feel like it's underrated. It's the last movie that he wrote and directed. Both. He wrote
Oh.
it and directed it. Then that's the last one he
Yeah.
did. And then he did Scream 4, but he didn't, although he did some writing on set. But as far as like officially the story goes, it was
Right.
that's his last movie that he wrote that was made. So you should check it out, man. I thought it
Okay.
was underrated. I mean, it's not
It is.
a masterpiece, but it's a good movie. It's
Yeah,
an enjoyable
it is.
movie.
It's enjoyable, yeah. Real quick,
Absolutely.
Bearded came in hot with the $10 chat. I don't see a comment on it, but just check. Make sure
Oh.
you didn't leave a question.
I don't
'Cause
see
I don't
one.
see
I'm
anything
all caught
attached
up.
to it.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank
Yes,
you,
thank you so
Eric.
Thank you.
Gosh, man.
Thank you.
You're all right, man.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
My
We
dogs
appreciate it.
are happy. They're extremely thankful too.
Everybody's happy.
Yes. Zoe's
good
in the
stuff.
chat. What's
What's
up,
up,
Zoe?
Zoe, what up?
What up, Zoe?
Zoe,
Popcorn, baby.
Oh,
Popcorn.
Zoe, I'm just upset that people couldn't wait to see our scene. You know, like they couldn't just wait till the movie came out. You know, they had to just keep pressing. You know, it's just
I just can't believe it got leaked. I don't even know how. It's crazy to me.
it makes me sick.
Makes me sick.
Hey, Eric
Just
said,
filling in the thank
just
you.
for filling the $10 chat.
oh,
He's
Eric,
all
that's
right.
awesome.
Oh, my
all
God.
that's left is what, the 5, the 20, and the 50.
Yeah, we need the 20, the 50
The
now.
trifecta. That's like
That's
when
it.
a
The
baseball player
trifecta.
hits the cycle.
You're
You know,
right.
like
Right.
that's the equivalent.
Oh, man.
Dang.
That's all right.
Patience is a
Very
virtue,
cool.
right? I mean, we worked so hard, tireless hours, just pounding away, just for people to struggle.
The hell?
It's ridiculous.
They insisted on keeping the shoot going for 7 whole hours. It was insane.
was.
I mean,
We
I've
wanted
never
to get it
seen
right.
such dedication from
We
actors.
wanted to get it right.
It
We
was
had to get it
amazing.
perfect.
Oh,
We did.
man.
We had to get it perfect.
I just had this image of Team America. Oh, my God.
Oh, man, that show.
That's exactly.
He's
what
super
happened.
dedicated.
That's exactly
Gary
what happened.
knows.
That was
Gary just,
perfect.
a pact you can't break.
That's like, oh my god, that's one of my favorite like guilty pleasure movies of all time. I
Oh my
fucking
God.
love
You,
that.
you cannot watch that movie and not just like
Yeah.
laugh your ass off, man. Oh my God.
Or like, or it also reminds me of South Park, the movie Bigger, Better, and Uncut, when Cartman's mom does like porn. Is my shazna? She's like, okay.
Oh, man.
Oh, Lord.
no.
Okay. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Shut your face.
Oh, Lord. So, can I just want to throw this out here because Jake is with us here live, and I know you've talked about this. And
Uh-oh.
probably everyone in the horror community has heard you speak of this from the mountaintops, but just because you're here live with us, you know, before you went to the theaters last week, you had a smile on your face, kind of
did.
that type of smile where you were like, you know, maybe there's a chance, and then we get a text message that told us the truth of the matter.
The text came through.
I
For
texted you
JC
guys the moment I walked out. Sorry, keep going.
No, it's fine. But for JC4, like, what was the level of disappointment if you were to just put it? And you don't have to go on too much about it if you don't want to, but just if you could throw out some words for us.
Let me, you know, I'll explain it to you in the way that the guy sitting next to me, like his reaction to the film, which was like, it was so funny, but so like awful at the same time, which is terrible. I walked in and I'm sitting next to like this couple had booked the seats right next to me. The theater was not packed, but they're sitting next to me, oddly enough. I'm like,
Oh,
okay, whatever,
no.
you know, this is kind of weird. But like, I'm sitting there and we're kind of talking through the previews and stuff about the movie, and they're like, oh my God, we're huge Jeepers Creepers fans. Like me and my wife, like we love these. They were like 30, like late 30, early 40s, I want to say. They were just really nice. We were talking about the movie. They were like, oh, I love we love these movies so much. We were kind of disappointed with 3, but here we are for 4. This is going to be great.
Oh no!
Did you plug your channel?
Of course I did. So, silence from them the entire movie. I kept looking over at them like too, like just like that, like just to see what their reaction would be. Silence. They didn't even say bye to me or anything after the movie. They just got up and left.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was really, I felt so bad. Like I felt more bad for them than I did for my own I was like, I feel so bad for you guys. Like they had shirts on and everything. I mean, like they were so excited to see the movie, and it was so disappointing, man. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but all I'm gonna say is I've never. It's the worst of visual effects I have ever seen in a movie, and this came out this year. I mean, like I've seen the Spawn movie from '97, and that it makes that movie look like a masterpiece of digital effects.
Wow.
I don't know
Wow.
how the fuck that movie got released. Like it is embarrassingly bad. I don't know.
Oh,
My favorite thing is that Timo was over there like critiquing other people's movies and hyping this up and talking shit about all these other people. And he had probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Like the way I put it is like if this movie was sent to space and aliens found it, they would wipe out our planet for being so stupid.
Dude,
it is terrible.
I remember he tweeted something like, "Oh man, Everything Everywhere All at Once is getting so overhyped. Like, what the hell?" And that's like my favorite movie of the entire year. Like, I don't think anything's gonna beat that. That's a masterpiece in my opinion. He's like shitting on that, and then he releases this. It's like, dude, you cannot, like, come on, man. I don't know.
I was like, in my review, I was like, anytime Timo ever says anything, people should just respond with the Jeepers Creepers 4 meme. Even if he's like today is my birthday, you just respond.
How about them peepers, bitch?
Yeah, how about them peepers, bitch? Like, this is just, it's fucking terrible. Like,
greatest line in cinema history, I think.
It was the thing we all needed. It was just atrocious. It was like, save your money, don't waste it.
There was some positives with it. Like, there was a few things where I'm like, this is kind of cool. And they just don't, it's just not enough for me to be that invested in the movie, though, which is the problem. There's like a few cool things where I'm like, oh, that's something, like, I talked in my review, I won't spoil it, but like, there's a few things where I'm like, I never thought about that. That would be really cool with the Creeper because he can do this, but not that or whatever, which I won't, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I thought that was cool. But the rest, I mean, the characters are just direct, like, they don't, it's because of the direction. You can feel it. Like, sometimes they're this way, sometimes they're this way. One of the main characters, Chase, is all over the place. Sometimes he's a romantic, sometimes he's a klutz, and sometimes he's this creeper expert, and then sometimes he's not, which really doesn't make sense with the story, because sometimes he knows exactly what to do with the creeper, and sometimes not at all. It's so all over the place, man. It's embarrassing. It sucks.
Wow.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was just, it seemed like there was no clear direction. You know, it seemed like the movie was just, it seems exactly what all the allegations were. That's honestly, like, you know, that this was just a movie just to be made for the tax reasons. That's kind of what this looked like.
Well, you know, when you have a movie like that come out, and like we were talking about, I think either last week or Monday, and you think about something like TCM when that came out and had, you know, so much, you know, it was just very divisive.
That's an Oscar-worthy movie compared to this.
That's what I'm saying is that, you know, I thought TCM did a really, really good job, you know, overall, you know, and then when you hear about something like this, it's almost like, no, this is the type of stuff that fans need to really rail against, you know.
TCM 2022 looks like a masterpiece compared to Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I don't know. It's when people say that's the worst thing they've ever seen, I'm like, you have not seen Jeepers Creepers 3 or Jeepers Creepers Reborn or some of these other sequels. I'm like, man, it's a shame. That movie is really overhated, and I think Reborn, if anything good can come from it, is putting that movie into perspective a little more for some fans, which is kind of nice. So
part 3 is a masterpiece compared to 4. Like,
wow.
Part 3.
Dang.
Well, like, so when it comes to Jeepers Creepers 3, like I've said, and I really think, like, if Jeepers Creepers 3 was like not a creeper movie and it was just like a sci-fi movie with like a monster sci-fi movie, I think it would have been a pretty good movie. But it's following up the first 2 movies. It completely like retcon like parts of the story.
Yeah.
It was like, that was the problem, is that like Jeepers Creepers 3, if it was just its own movie, did its own thing, all of that stuff, I think it would have been a good movie. I think people would have been like, oh, that was a really good movie. But because it was a Jeepers Creepers movie, the truck had more kills than the creeper itself did. Like, you know, it just like, it sucked, you know, like.
I do gotta agree with Locked here, though. Like, there are parts of 3 that are just straight up like boring to me.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
like that I'm just like, I cannot believe we have to sit through this. And I think it's an hour 40 something. I want to say 3, where like Reborn is a cool like 89 or 87 minutes or something, which. As uneven as that movie is, that was the perfect amount of time for that movie for the runtime. Like that's the one. The Reborn has that over 3. I think it's a little more interesting. You're not as bored watching it, even if nothing makes sense. Still, the shit on screen is like, okay, this is kind of fun. It's low budget goofball crap, but at least it's like kind of fun. That's what I'll say about Reborn.
And Jen was saying, I'm sure it's just me, but I'm getting so sick of seeing Michael Myers everywhere. I wish it would open already.
Just
It's
wait till we
almost
get
here.
closer.
Three
That's
weeks
true.
from
Just wait
today.
till like the week leading into it. Then it's gonna be everywhere.
Yes, but I will say this, and I've seen stuff online too, and even from JLC, and I do think it's cool though that it's getting a lot of presence, especially for those that are just general horror fans, and maybe for those that aren't really indoctrinated yet. Because at the end of the day, one horror movie doing really, really well, it does help other horror movies. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt that 2018 probably opened up a lot of doors for other horror. So I don't know. What do you guys think of that?
I mean, absolutely. I think there's always that domino effect, or what is it, the crumb effect, where like one thing does great, and so everyone benefits because of that one thing, and
Yeah.
whether it's directly or indirectly. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's always that positive. I mean, you got a lot of really good movies this year. I mean, Terrifier comes out what, in a week, 10 days, something like that. Like
Yeah.
that's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I actually think that they should have released that movie after Halloween ends, because I
Yeah.
think kind of what you're talking about, you get that fun, like people see Halloween, super hyped, super excited, went and saw a
Hmm.
theater, they want to follow that up with something, and you go get
Hmm.
Terrifier. Where
Right.
like, yeah, you might get some people that feel that way, but Halloween is just such a bigger IP that you're going to
Yeah.
get so many more people. So I think, like, you don't want to compete with it like opening weekend, but luckily
Hmm.
it comes out early enough to where like you could have released it like right before like Halloween, and you probably would have done like not the movie, the actual holiday. Could
Yeah.
have released it, like a couple days before Halloween, and then just rode that Halloween ends wave. That's that you get people
Yeah.
already at the theaters. They're
Right.
rewatching Halloween ends again. They see Terrifiers out. What are they going to do? They're going to go see that. Like, it's just
Hmm.
one of those things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing, man. I mean, when you see the billboard is up, and you know,
Yeah.
Jamie Lee is pointing behind her, and this is like this big ass billboard, with just showing her and Michael. It's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So hopefully, I guess what I'm saying, hopefully it continues to help horror in general. I don't see why it won't. Um, but it's exciting. It's exciting stuff, man. This year's been crazy for horror. It's been so much good horror. I mean, obviously, JC4 notwithstanding, but you know, been a lot of great other things like X and Barbarian and Scream, and we're hoping Halloween ends. I think Terrifier 2 is going to be great.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Knight, have you seen Pearl yet?
I have not seen Pearl yet.
Dude,
I can't
it's
wait.
so much
bad.
fun.
I
That
want to see
you know,
it.
that's the most fun horror movie I think that's come out this year. Like it's just
Yeah.
a wild ride from start to finish. It's great. So
Wow, isn't that crazy?
So, question for you, and without spoiling anything, obviously, in the spirit of X, since we've all seen X,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that movie. I still think X probably the best made film, in my opinion, of the year. Still, and it may hold out. We'll see what Ends does, and and some other. I'm gonna be watching Nope in a couple weeks, so
Nice.
I'm gonna finally watch that soon, and Black Phone next month. So I'm gonna get caught up on some of those other ones I want to see. But anyway, with where I'm at currently, I think it's my favorite made movie of the year. So given X, you go to Pearl. Let me just ask you this: Did Ty keep the general tone and spirit of X alive, or is it really a different thing?
that's really tough to answer because I think the thing that brings me to Pearl, what's so cool about it is that it has its own aesthetic, just like how
Okay.
X kind of had. It's like it's undeniably 70s. You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
It just feels like an amalgamation of all these really cool 70s horror movies put together. Where Pearl kind of feels like its own thing, which is nice. It basically feels like if Dorothy from Wizard of Oz just started killing people, basically, instead of getting sent away to
Nice.
Oz. Like it's really cool. It's a lot of fun. I don't like it better than X. It's definitely like it's a cool story, but the side characters are whatever. They're kind of it's weird. The whole movie is it's about Pearl. It is about her. She is the focus of that movie, and it's awesome. But the story is nowhere near as complex complex or as crazy as how X gets, which it's not really a diss towards Pearl. It's just its own thing. Like I said, you know what I mean? Like it's not a movie that would get to certain places that X goes, which is nice. X can be really silly and funny and sexy and like really fucked up in a bunch of crazy different ways and almost make you feel uncomfortable. It's this just this meal, like this multiple course meal with all these emotions, which is nice. Pearl is kind of the same thing for the whole movie. It's a squirm fest, and you're kind of just like watching this character make awful decision after awful decision, and it's so fun to watch. It's not bad, but I don't like it as much as X. X is definitely a better movie. I've seen a lot of people say they like Pearl better, which goes to show how good that movie is too. That Ty West can do that twice in the same year, which is great.
That's incredible.
I personally still like X a lot better than Pearl, but it was still a lot of fun, like I said.
Yeah, it's going to be, for me anyway, it's going to be hard to beat X, man. X was just, I mean, not to go on and on about it, but I just think it was so well made, you know?
Yeah.
It was
now,
wonderfully made.
Have you seen Barbarian, though?
No. That's another one I want to see. I'm waiting for that to hit streaming, but I've heard that movie, I'm staying away from it. Like, I'm not watching trailers or anything on purpose because I've heard you guys talk about twists upon twist. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, I don't want to look any more into it. But you think it's comparable as far as the way it's made, the quality.
When I saw X earlier this year, I was like, nothing is gonna top that. Like I haven't been that mind blown by a movie in a couple of years. Like since like maybe The Invisible Man from like 2020. That was the last time I was like, holy shit, this was insane. X blew me away. Barbarian somehow tops it in my opinion. It's a near perfect movie in my opinion. Barbarian's fantastic. It's getting some good recognition now, but I think a couple years from now we'll recognize it as a horror classic. It's a genius movie. It's so much fun. Has some amazing characters. It's really good if you haven't seen it. So,
okay.
Yeah, I absolutely loved Barbarian. I was just like, what kind of ride am I on? I mean, it was just it would. You just couldn't see things coming, you know what I mean? And it was just like this wild roller coaster ride, and it was great. It really was. I'm so glad I got a chance to see it because I almost missed a window to go to the theater to see it, but I'm so glad I did.
It came in like a wrecking ball.
Oh, what?
Dude.
Just saying.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, you are just saying.
One of those movies. Barbarian came in naked on a wrecking ball.
Okay.
With lots of milk. That's all I'm
With
gonna
lots
say.
of milk.
Lots of milk.
Jen was saying Mia Goth is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see
she
where
really
her
is.
career goes after this.
Right.
Oh, dude. Oh, hang on. I got an update on that actually, which is hilarious. Dude, Mia Goth is going to star in Brandon Cronenberg's next movie with Alexander Skarsgård.
Get out of here.
It's already filmed. I guess it premieres at a film festival sometime next month or something. Dude, I'm so fucking pumped for that. When I heard about that, I was like, oh, let's go. Cronenberg's son with Mia Goth. I'm like, there's no way this can fail. I am fucking there, dude. So, no, I'm excited for that one.
All right. Yeah. Well, no, because I was just gonna say I'm curious to see if it really like skyrockets, especially in the horror space, or if like X, and Pearl were just a little too small. You know what I mean? Like, where if she was like the star of like a big blockbuster style horror movie, the trajectory might go a little higher. Than because as great as she is in those movies, it's not pulling in hundreds of millions of dollars, getting millions and millions of views. It's smaller scale. It's just a thought. I don't know. I mean, look, I would love to see her just, so
opening kill of Scream 7, perhaps.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. That'd be cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That would be something. Yeah. I could deal with that. And yeah, James was saying A Cure for Wellness. Yeah, she was good in that. She was. I haven't seen that in a while, but yeah, Mia was great in that.
I haven't seen that movie since like it came out, I think, or like around that time.
Carrie, Skarsgård, and Goth. Okay.
Okay.
Oh man.
And if you guys didn't see,
too cool.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if you guys haven't seen Possessor yet, by the way, that was
Yes.
so fucking cool. So
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
God, that was such a ride, man. I was like, oh my goodness. He definitely has a lot of similar beats as his father.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know,
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, what's going on?
If Cronenberg
it's
was
great.
like 30 right now, that's probably what we would see from him. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
something like Possessor.
Yes.
It was just so cool. It was like, holy shit, we're still getting like Cronenberg-esque movies today. It's great. That was a really fun watch.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Is like, obviously, he's gonna carve his own path and do his own things, but it was just really cool to sit back and say, man, we got what now 40, 50 years, later we're still gonna get, Cronenberg-esque type of, body horror movies. And it just put a smile on my face. I was like, wow, that's just great.
Oh,
David
yeah.
Cronenberg, even his earliest work, whether it's Rabbit or The
hang
Brood
on.
or just great stuff, man.
Look at Jay.
Shivers.
He's coming in
I
with something.
literally, I just bought this, speaking of his early work, because this is one of my
Shivers.
favorite Cronenberg movies.
Yeah.
Nobody knows about this.
Oh, Knight just said that. Knight literally just said
Knight
Shivers.
just said Shivers. When you were
Oh,
getting-
fuck yeah, dude.
Before you went and grabbed, like as you were grabbing it.
No one brings this up when they talk about Cronenberg, and I'm like, this is like
Right?
maybe one of his best movies. I fucking love Shivers, man. Oh, so good.
Nice. You're all right, man. You're all right.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna have to have
I was
a
gonna
David
say,
Cronenberg day.
Yeah. Well, first I saw a post the other day and it was like, can we give Lynn Shay the appreciation she deserves for being a scream queen? And I was like, yes. I was like, facts. All the horror movies she's been in, she never gets recognized,
Yes.
which I really thought about
Well-
that. And I was like, you know what? Like,
Well-
people don't really talk about her that way. What?
Well, she has been given, and I don't know if I guess it's kind of the unofficial title as the godmother of horror. I've heard her called that on a couple of occasions, whether or not that's, a thing that has stuck. But I agree, man. She needs that recognition because anything she's in, I'm like ready to watch, I mean, she has a really cool presence to her. You know what I'm saying? I think she's fantastic.
She's
Obviously, she's great in like the Nightmare and Insidious movies that she's in. But like, have you guys seen the Grudge 2020 remake?
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it, and I was so close to seeing it because I knew she was in it.
I don't know how I feel about it because she's amazing in that movie. It's kind of set up like the original Grudge, like I don't know if it's pronounced like Ju-on or Yuan or whatever, but it's kind of
Yeah,
set up like
Ju-on.
that one where it's a bunch of like little stories all interconnected. So I appreciate that. That's really cool. I don't know if it hits for me all that well, but I still really like it's cool. It's worth a watch for sure, more than anything.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Dead End. I'm telling you, guys got to see Dead End.
Dead End.
Like,
Ooh, okay.
That's such a
Okay.
good movie.
Fate, you're gonna be happy.
You saw it?
I remember I saw it because you talked about it a long time ago, and I looked it up, and I said I got to watch this movie, and I
Great
watched
cast.
it. It was a great cast, and it was so cool what was going on,
Yeah.
and she was. All I'm gonna say is this, and you know the scene where the switch flips, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah. I know. I'm picking up what you put down.
And that scene, I was like, oh my gosh, she can turn on a dime. Like she could just.
She is great in that. I mean, you want to see a range and an array of like
Exactly.
her, like
Yes.
switching. Like that's the movie to really see it. Like
I
she
enjoyed
really-
it. Thank you, man.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
a really good movie. I really like that movie. And like, yeah, it's one of those movies. I'm telling you, the whole movie, you're trying to figure out what is really going on.
Yep.
And
That's
then,
right.
it's like it's an overall good movie. But yeah, Dead End, it's another good movie. But I was gonna say Bill Skarsgård, like that dude's becoming like a horror king.
Oh,
or whatever you
absolutely.
wanna call it.
He's-
Like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
got it. He's got the new Crow movie coming out. Barbarian. He's got
Castle Rock.
Castle Rock.
too?
Yeah.
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 Like so, yeah, that dude's starting to really is really starting to pick up here.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you for the reminder in the chat. We appreciate that.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, yes, Carrie, Dead End is with Lynn Shay.
Yeah, Carrie, you got to see that.
Got it. Yeah, it has. Who's the? I can't remember the guy's name. Let me look it up.
Dude,
I
it's like
know.
won a bunch of awards and shit.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
like, oh
it's
shit, how have I
killed it.
never seen this?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
The
no,
husband,
It's,
Lynn's husband, is a good actor too.
yeah.
The one that plays the husband.
I'm trying to look up. I'm trying to look up the. Here it is.
With Ray Wise too.
Yeah,
got
Ray
great
Wise.
fucking
There you go.
cast.
Thank you. Yeah, Ray
Yeah.
Wise, Mick Cain, and then Lynn Shay. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Christmas Eve,
Nice.
on his way to his in-laws with his family, Frank Harrington decides to try a shortcut for the first time in 20 years. Turns out to be the biggest mistake of his life. And yeah. It's,
Oh, I'm watching this ASAP.
yeah, it is. It's a really interesting movie. It is really interesting movie. It's more of like a mystery thriller than a horror movie. Like it's really like it's more suspenseful than like horror. Like it's not like horror.
Yeah.
Horror. It has a couple moments, but for the most part, it's more of just like mystery, like what is going on here, thriller of like wow. So yeah, but it's good. It's really good.
Hell yeah. And it's on Tubi for
Nice.
free. Look at that.
Oh, look at that! See, boom, perfect. Look at what you
Which
get
one?
to watch.
Which one's on Tubi?
Dead End.
This movie.
Oh,
Dead
okay.
End.
Oh yeah,
Dead
check it out, Jake. I took Fate's advice and watched it, and it was good. I enjoyed it.
Cool. Hell yeah.
It is really good. It is really good. But yeah. Oh, sorry. Beautiful.
All right.
It's really great.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Well,
Gorgeous.
well, we
You
are
gotta do what you gotta
almost
do,
time to wrap
baby.
this thing up.
Let's do it. Yeah, no.
What?
Yeah.
What was that?
Sometimes you got to do it just to do it. I like to move it, move it.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Wow,
Real
way
quick
to steal
too.
my thunder.
I
Go
know.
ahead.
I know.
Go
I
ahead,
was
Daddy.
adding.
But I'm not.
See, Fate and I were starting to get a little groove going, and it just squashed it.
I clearly want attention. One,
Now
two,
you
three,
gotta make me
attention.
feel
Night,
bad.
yay, night.
Actually, I was about to ask Jake, are you going to be streaming later on?
I'm not streaming tonight. I'm
Okay.
I'm like exhausted. It's been a long week, and I got a big stream tomorrow. So check out the Saturday stream, birthday stream.
That's
Yeah.
right. Your birthday stream tomorrow. That's right.
Birthday stream.
Don't forget to send the links to us, dude. The StreamYard link.
I will do that as soon as we're off of here.
Yeah, man.
Sweet.
I will have to
Very,
jump on
very
there
cool.
at least for a little bit. Got
Hell
to.
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get ready to end up here, but we do appreciate all of you for hanging out with us and chilling and having some laughs. Please remember to give the video a like. That would definitely help to support us as we continue our drive to 1K. We're scratching and clawing. Leave us a comment, and we will catch you guys. Hopefully, we'll catch you guys tonight. I'll be on at 8:30, and then tomorrow night, all of us at some point are probably going to be on and streaming. Jake's birthday stream
Yeah.
is going to be awesome. Halloween Fest late at night. So, anyways, we will catch you guys later. The collective has spoken. Peace.
Bye, guys.